good, YouTube? It's your boy, TheWilOfDowns, man. I am back with another video. Hopefully, y'all like it. This is more of a speculation, discussion type video. So, in the comments section, if I say anything that intrigues you, piques your interest, or anything that, any ideas that I sprout out that y'all like, let me know. We can discuss in the comment section. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button for me on this video. And go follow me on Twitch at the Brotagonists. This is a group channel basically, so it's not just me that's supposed to be posting content to it, but currently it is just me posting content to it. We do have PZ who has posted a video, Pokemon ZA, and I have posted some shorts of my friends on their individual Twitch channels playing video games. But if you haven't been following me on Twitch, we have gone through Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2, and I had took a long break from the series, and I am now back to play the DLC before we get Xenoverse 3, because I'm kind of hyped for it. I've tempered my expectations because it's Bandai Namco, but I'm pretty excited for it. But I'm gonna keep myself grounded, and I'm gonna give you some of the ideas that I think that Bandai Namco is going to introduce in the new game, and some of the speculation that's been going around in the community on YouTube. So with that being said, we are going to check out both videos, both of the trailers that have come out, which was the Age 1000 trailer before they announced that it was Xenoverse 3, and then the Xenoverse 3 trailer. So with that being said, let's get right into it. And like I said, guys, people were speculating that this might be Xenoverse 3. I wasn't entirely sure because, like I said, I had taken a hiatus from the series, so it's not much that I could like it was like Xenoverse coded, like Dion says, that I knew that it was going to be Xenoverse 3. Other than like them turning Super Saiyan and like the little flash of it looks like possible mentors in the new game. But boy, was I hyped when I actually saw this. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. I've watched all of Dragon Ball. I've watched all of Dragon Ball Z. I've watched Super. I've watched GT. And when I saw this, I'm just like, so what are we getting now? Because it said age 1000, and I'm not too privy to like the DB Online stuff, but apparently it's the same year as that game takes place. And I always thought that was Goku walking up, and this part right here kind of gave me like the feeling that it might be Xenoverse, but it was my thought on that was so low. It was just like, this is just a new game to me at this point. But once we learned that it was Xenoverse, I went back and looked at this trailer, and the most important thing that sticks out here is that our hair is not stuck in place, that when we transform, it's going to spike. So it could, I think that pertains to all races, but definitely to the Saiyans. And I'm a Saiyan main, and like possibly like a Namekian or Frieza race secondary. So and shout out to Rom and the squad, by the way. But yeah, man, and that's the biggest thing that stuck out to me was that our hair was laying down, and it spiked up when he transformed Super Saiyan. So if they work on aesthetic things like that, that's just one more feather in the cap, I guess, to making this game really good. I do believe there is going to be created characters in the game. Like I said, I know there's a speculation, or there's a rumor, or I wouldn't even say it's a rumor. It's more speculation than anything. That there are no created characters, but if we look back through the Xenoverse franchise, Ace was our created character for Xenoverse 1, and then the created character for Xenoverse 2 was like the Future Warrior. But there was like I said, just for a 1-to-1 example, Ace would be like our John 1000 that the internet has given the name to, and I think they said he has a name, but I think it's 1-to-1 like that. So like Ace is the story, like the Akira Toriyama story, like that's the character that's taking place here. But Ace is our CAC. So Ace doesn't have to look like how they generated him to look. It's based off of how we depicted him to look. And so that's why I think John 1000 is just our CAC. And I know people say, man, if they take CACs, and I just don't think they're going to do that. That's like there's a low percentage. I would say like there's a 2% chance that they take CACs out of Xenoverse 3. I think there's a 98% chance they're going to be there. So we'll get into this trailer as well. I think I have to turn the music down. I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted, and that's the problem. I really want to play it because it's a nice little song. It's a nice little bop. But right here is when we knew. When he plays this music, attention all proud warriors. Would you like to join the Time Patrol? Okay, let me turn this down just a tad bit. That was Piccolo, by the way. I don't care what anybody say. Y'all can speculate and say that wasn't Piccolo because of the bottom of his legs. I heard that too on the internet, on YouTube, and I'm just like, yo, that's just Piccolo, dog. It's just Piccolo, man. And also, I believe Brett is our Trunks character in this age. I think Brett is our partner, like Trunks is in the Xenoverse, game. So I think his model won't change, but I think John 1000 model is going to be depicted upon how we want them to look. People say this is an android. I tend to agree with them. And let me pull this up real quick. Actually, I need to see a better one of Android 13 and 14. I think this is 14. But as you can see, 15 has the earrings. I believe 13 also has the earrings. Is this a better shot? It is not. It's a terrible shot. This is a better shot. This is a beautiful shot. Shout out to whoever this is. I don't know. I believe this is Spanish. I do not know what that says, but earring. And if we go back, I think I had already pulled this up. Yeah, I already pulled this up. Oh, not to click on that. We just want to see it. I don't know how we can expand it. I really want to expand it, but I could really just zoom. I probably should just zoom in. Let me zoom in real quick. Where is my zoom feature? Yeah, earring, and then you can even see it right here. Matter of fact, terrible picture. It's always a terrible picture. It's always followed by a terrible picture, guys. This would probably be the better picture. And you can see earring. They're all hoop earrings. Jiro created them all with hoop earrings. Everybody from 13 to 20. From 13 to 20, they all have the hoop earrings. So we assume that is an android. I assume that is also an android. And it's a good theory. And I believe it to be true. Because I believe there's going to be 7 races in the game. This is the first of the new races, and it's going to be an android. It's a bop. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, accessories, guys. Accessories. Hopefully Saiyan tails move. But after we watch the first trailer, I'm assuming they will. I don't know how. If he's a Saiyan and he turns Super Saiyan, I don't know how that hair is going to spike up. But I believe we're going to have new hairstyles. Hopefully they take most of the wigs out of the game from Xenoverse 2 and make them hairstyles. Hopefully Saiyan tails move. And also, I want them to, like, swords, like Janemba sword, Tapion sword, power pole. When you take those out of the sheep, or you're using a move that pertains to those weapons, they need to come out of their sheath, or they need to come off of your back. They shouldn't still be in the sheath while you're still hitting somebody with the move. That makes sense. So stuff like that, aesthetic upgrades, would love to see. Hopefully they do it. I'm thinking they will, but it's Bandai Namco, so you got to temper your expectations. But second new race, in my opinion. Second new race. I paused this so beautifully. Look at this shot, dog. Thumbnail. No, but second new race. And I was speculating on if I think that Demon Race or Glens are going to be in the game. And where I possibly can see that they make Glen and Demon Race the same, they are separate in the continuity. Glens are one thing, because Glens are one thing, Namekians are another thing, and Demons are another thing. But they just they all come from the same realm. They're 3 different species. I think there's just going to be Glens in the game. I don't know what their transformation would be, but if they do put demons in the game, it's probably going to be Glen Demon Race, Glen/Demon Race. I don't know how they would do that though. I think it's going to be one or the other. If they put an 8th one in there, because I think there's going to be 7 races. If they put another race in, it's possibly going to be a Demon Race, or vice versa. It could be the Glen race. But I think it's going to be Glen initially, and then possibly if there's an 8th race, it's going to be Demon. But they are separate races. I just don't know what they're going to do with that. But since they showed up in the trailer, it only makes sense. They're all, like I said, I already said androids. So androids, demons / Glens, could be either or. Saiyan, human, Namekian, Frieza, and Majin race. And I think that's all the races we're going to get in Xenoverse 3. That's just me. I also think there are going to be factions that they lean into more of the MMO aspect of the game. It's still going to play like Xenoverse, hopefully. I would like it to still play like Xenoverse 2. Maybe make some upgrades to certain things. Netcode and maybe like how we customize, how we interact during fights and stuff like that. Things that just like technical upgrades to the combat system. And I think they're going to possibly do that just because it's only coming out on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So it gives them the ability to not be hindered by having to make the game for the prior console generation. So it allows them to focus 100% of their resources on this game. But yes, I do believe that they're going to lean more into the MMO aspects. And I believe there's going to be factions in the game. I believe that they're going to have factions where you choose whichever faction you want to be a part of. Or it might be dependent upon race. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm assuming it's going to be dependent on a faction you decide to choose. And they'll lean more into the raid aspect and the expert mission aspect. And like the more your faction completes, the better rewards you get ever so often, or however their reward system would be set up, right? And I think that would be good for the health of the game. Now, once again, it's an MMO. The older games have always been like MMO light, so they have elements of an MMO, but it's more of an action RPG for the most part. And hopefully they allow you to play the story with your friends, the main story, because you can't do that in Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2. But Bulma's here, guy. That is Bulma. I think I've already said this. And like I said, the roster is probably going to be limited to what we've already gotten. Probably in Xenoverse 2. I don't think the roster is going to be huge, but I don't think they're going to short us. I don't think they're going to short us on the roster. Shout out to Dion. I don't think they're going to short us on the roster. I think they're going to give us a decent sized roster, but the super characters might actually come a little bit later, kind of like DLC. Like I said, I think some of these races are going to get new transformations. We know the Saiyans are probably going to get Super Saiyan 4. The Namekians are probably going to get Orange Piccolo, large and regular size, and then unlock potential Piccolo, or Shenron unlock potential Piccolo. Frieza race will probably get black in a DLC. Gold they're gonna have from Jump, of course. And then like I think the human race will probably still get Power Pole, but then they might get like a buff Roshi form. And then Boos, I hope they just kind of redo the Boos, the Majins, because I think they have potential to be more diverse than they are. But like I said, the more character customization you give us, the more diverse our characters are going to look to experience the world. And since the world is probably going to get bigger than it was in Kantan City, because if you go look at Toki Toki to Kantan, the city's a good size bigger. And then if you look from Kantan to West City or even New City, we're looking like a sizable jump in like the world of Dragon Ball. So with that being said, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I appreciate y'all. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all. Like I said, I'm just going to continue to make content. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this. And I will be back in the next one, guys. And make sure to go follow me on Twitch so you can catch the DLC of Xenoverse 2 as we're playing through it. I appreciate y'all. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.